I've been listening to music ever since I can remember. And then one day, I heard a song that hurt me back. So I turned myself into a tape, recording stories from people who made my life sound better. Because every song is a conversation. Waiting to begin. Whenever there's a conversation on music, there's always someone in the audience who says, music is universal, there's no language. It's obviously true, but it also makes me consider, what if music was the only language? Think about it. Not only would everything sound great, we'd never misunderstand each other, because there's nothing to understand in music, right? It is what it is. Our guest here today speaks this language with incredible grace. One of the most versatile musicians I know. Gayatri, welcome to Songversations.
Thank you.
We were talking about music being the oldest form of language itself. What does music mean to you, Gayatri? Endana music aayittulla relationship? What would you say if I asked you that?
Music is way too abstract, to be just put into words and to actually express what it means to me. All I know is that it's the most important part of my life, and I can't probably survive without it.
Sure.
And it is through music that I tell my story to the world.
So you do have personal associations with everything
absolutely,
that
it's
you
an
sing.
extension of my personality only. So we all need different expressions, Some people cook and express their feelings or their art or whatever. They express their story through cooking. Or for some people it might be writing or anything, gardening, anything, but you need an expression. So for me, I tell my story to the world through music.
So you don't really consider music as a form of career at all? It's more self-discovery for you first?
Yeah, definitely. But then I'm lucky enough to make a living out of my passion. So for a few people, music is a passion, but they probably are not lucky enough to make a living out of it. So for me, I'm blessed enough to make a living out of it, and it's my passion as well. So all I can say is God's grace or Guru's grace.
Do you resort to music as healing itself? Are there songs you sing to yourself to inspire yourself? Is there a song like that?
It's not song. For me, music is a lot more abstract than song. For me, it's quantum mechanics, because after a while you move beyond lyrics.
The science to it,
Yeah, you move beyond designs. So it's more of sur, it's cellular level riyas.
Sure.
Or more than cellular. For me, it's quantum mechanics. So it's about decoding each and every sur, and after a while it's just waves and the gap between the waves. Silence is also equally important.
Sure.
So the gap between the notes and the notes. So it's more like discovering yourself, or trying to, if there's something called God or divinity, it's experiencing divinity through riyaz. So it's like that.
Is
So
there a sur that's reflective of you as a person? Like if I asked you to sing us a little bit about yourself, instead of tell us a little bit about yourself.
No, I can't measure it like that. For example, I belong to an Indian system of discipline, and it's a Gurukul system, which I have trained myself. So for me, the energy of sitting with the Guru and how he communicates through me, how he communicates to me, these are through different ragas. So every raga has its own personality.
Sure.
And when you sit for riyaz, sometimes the raga may not be kind enough to come to you. Sometimes you have to just appeal to the raga, come to me. Some days you get into that space, some days you may not be able to get into that space, but you still try to get into that space. So every day it's a different experience, you know. So there's no tangible measure to, oh, I'll experience myself through this particular song. Sometimes I can express myself through a todi. Like for example, todi is a very spiritual rag. Sa re ga ma re sa, sa re ga ma da ma dha ni da pa ma da ma re ga re ne da ma da ni da sa. But every day you may not be able to sing a todi because it's a very spiritual raga, and this is just a glimpse, you know. This is not how you get into the rag. You get into the rag in a very gradual and peaceful process. So you can sing a rag for like 45 to 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour. Only then you can get into that particular space of that raga. So sometimes you're in a mellow spiritual mood, you want to sing this. But sometimes if you're in a very chanchal mood, you know, suppose if a rajas, there are 3 states of mind, you know, sattvic state, rajasic state and tamasic state. So rajasic state is more of an active mind. So for that you choose a different rag, like bhatiyar, where the notes don't stay, where there are certain rags which are constructed only on the basis of phrases. They are not slow progression. So every rag has its own mode. Some ragas are naughty, some ragas run in a different space, in a different pace, not space. So it's very beautiful to explore all these things, and all I can say is that ancient musicians who've formulated this whole system are very intelligent.
I had a feeling this was going to be a nice little workshop, you know. You're not disappointing me.
It's more like a leg demo, it's not an interview. I'm sorry.
No, this is what we need. Okay, I want to ask you something that's sort of predominantly a classical musician thing. There is this misconception that it's nothing beyond a solo show. It's sort of like a one-man show when you see somebody perform, and then you find someone like, say, a Parveen Sultana do it so effortlessly. She almost sings only to please herself, right? A slow progression. She's not even putting in a lot of effort, at least on the face of it. What are you looking for in music when you perform to an audience? Are you looking for approval at all?
Not approval, but it's very important to communicate to the audience. You know, you can never underestimate the audience. Every time you come on the stage, you need to provide something fresh for them. You can't keep on repeating the same items. Okay, ye gaya, acha hua, ye gaungi. That won't work, you know. So every time you need to come out with something new. That's very important. And it's not only about singing for yourself. You have to sing for the audience, because I believe that your talent is for others.
Sure.
I believe that, you know, otherwise you can just sit at home, no? Sure. So it's important to make people happy also. So the era where, I'm not saying you should play for the gallery,
Sure.
but at the same time you should sing for the audience also. So a lot of buzurg people have said, you know, don't do riyaz on stage. They say that. And you need to connect with the audience, you need to give them a little bit of what they want to hear also. At the same time, you're expressing yourself without any pretense.
Sure.
That is important, you know. You're not out there with an ego. Mujhe to ye aata hai. That is not the right attitude. You have to show your skill. You have to sing each and every note with passion and love and divinity.